Hello, my name is Hidekuni or Hide, and welcome back to my channel and welcome to 2024. I hope you had great holidays, I hope you had great days with friends or family and that you had a good start into the new year. And I'm very excited to see how this year is going because 2023 wasn't really... I didn't like that year. But despite of that, I started uploading on YouTube last year. And I took you along to conventions, I showed you my art, my process, and just overall my creativity. Yet, I didn't speak much about me or who I am or like Hidekuni. So I thought it would be nice to have a proper video just about me and who I am and just to get to know me a bit more. First of all, I am an artist from Luxembourg, and Luxembourg is a very small country between Belgium, France and Germany, and at the time I also live in Germany. Due to that, I can speak 4 languages. Luxembourgish is my mother tongue, and then I can speak German, French and English. And due to that, I also mix up my languages at time and I don't find the words and it's very frustrating. Also very funny because eventually I just have a language with German, Luxembourgish and English in it. I don't like to speak French, I don't like French, I'm bad at it. So I think by now you should have noticed that I'm not a native English speaker. And whenever I edit my videos and then I just hear me speak and have like very harsh mistake in it and I cannot correct it anymore, I'm like, oh no! Now everyone thinks I cannot speak properly, but I'm just a mess. With everything in my life, languages, art, anything, I'm a mess. First point, as I said, and it's very obvious on this channel, I'm an artist. I love to draw and paint and at times even sculpt. Like, I love to do a various amount of things. And I'm always open to try out new things, like even bookbinding or anything else. On which note, I will probably bookbind anytime soon because I need a new sketchbook. So that's something I also want to do. And I have just been creative my whole life. When I was 12 years old, I started to focus much more on art. It was my priority and I really tried to grow with my art. And nowadays I'm in my mid-20s, so I'm drawing since quite some time. I visited an art school for some time and I got some proper education on it. Yet most of the time I'm just self-taught, I look things up myself and I try to figure them out myself. I put a lot of my creativity also in TTRPGs. I love to play Dungeons and Dragons, Call of Cthulhu, and I also try Open Legends now, and so far I had some one-shots and they were great. I like the system, it's really cool, and yeah, overall I just love TTRPGs and pen and paper, and I put so much effort into my characters, into designing them, into creating new characters. Like, I think I have over 30 D&D characters and I just like creating them. Like, you have dice goblins that just love to collect dice, and I'm so picky with dice. I love dice, but I'm so picky with them. So I'm a character goblin. I just collect and create characters, and that's one of my bigger hobbies. Besides of that, I also love gaming. I'm at the moment playing a lot of Honkai Star Rail, League of Legends. I'm bad at it, but I still love playing it. Cookie Run. Can we call it a real game? Like, I love Cookie Run. I also play Genshin. In general, I just also like playing many games. I also play Baldur's Gate at the moment. I'm very gay for some people and I have to continue playing it, but it's great. So, besides art, I love gaming. Back then, when I was 12, I also got into anime and manga, which influenced my style a lot. Like, I started drawing animes, characters I loved. I started copying also to get a feel of it, to get a feel of the anatomy, of the proportions and all, and from there I started to evolve my own style. Then I got influenced by other artists. I'm always still on the journey on growing my art, growing my style and figuring new things out and adjusting and copying and stealing and just growing from there. But nowadays I can't watch animes as much anymore because I cannot read the subtitles while drawing, so I'm much more into series or like just watching YouTube. But all these media have been and still are big influences on my art, so that's the kind of direction I go. It's like anime, cartoon, comic kind of things. Nowadays I want to make my art my main focus. I want to grow it, I want to be able to make a living out of it eventually. And that's also the reason why I resurrected this YouTube channel. I uploaded some speed paints, but I was just overall very insecure and didn't really focus on it. But I resurrected it because, first of all, it's another creative outlet for me, and then I enjoy making videos. I always wanted to create videos. I think it's such a fun medium, and already back then there was Geeks Life Luxembourg, which was a little group of people, friends of mine, who would go to conventions, events, or other any geeky occasions, and we would have interviews there, we would film around, we would make cosplay music videos. Afterwards we would also write reviews on their blog website, and it was just so much fun, and I was part of the process of collecting all the footage of filming and being the cameraman for the interviews and all, and I really enjoyed doing that. And at times I even edited videos myself, and it was just such a fun experience, and really also sparked interest in making videos and gave me this first insight into it. Since I left school last year, because I graduated now, I had the time to focus on it a bit more and look into it, and that's when I was like, let's just resurrect that channel, let's get my art out there, because Twitter is sinking and I don't like the vibe at the moment there. I'm not good with Instagram, and well, nowadays I use it much more. I have an Instagram if you want to check out my posts there, but I was like, I need something new, I need a new platform, and I was like, let's create YouTube videos, because like that it's different content, it has a different vibe, and I can show you much more of my art in a different way, because I can show you the process, I can show you and talk about my thought process also, and where it sparked, what the idea was, and all that. That's when I resurrected my YouTube now, and I'm looking forward to show you much more of my art and just take you along. And I want to create many more videos which are not only convention videos, because recently I just went to so many conventions and I had a hard time being creative, because the last few weeks I was very art blocked. And when I'm art blocked, I still create art, because I need my art to stay sane and live, because it's just such a big part of me. And so I still create art, but the commitment and the spark of joy is missing, and it feels rather overwhelming and stressful than a fun process and something I enjoy doing. It's rather something I have to do. And that's why I'm very glad that I'm slowly finding my joy back, and this very laid down energy of just creating things and enjoying them and then looking at them and being actually very proud about them, because I put so much effort into it, so much thought, and actually also took something from it, because I can feel when I learn something throughout the process of creating art. And it's just such a great feeling, and it is slowly coming back, and so I'm very excited to create more things in the future and get back to all of it. These days I got very excited about one project which I was thinking about since weeks, and I finally got the real idea, the concept for it and the character, and I was just so amazed by having this sudden burst of creativity that I started immediately doodling him and creating stuff for it, and I really want to dig into that project, and I would like to share it, but it's adult content. So I was like, let's also resurrect my Patreon, because I have a Patreon. I have a tier of €2 online there, which is just you wanting to support me. And since I left Twitter, I still have an account there, but I'm not actively using it. I was like, let's just put another tier on. If you want to see my smut, I will upload it there. Also about that project, I will upload all the things there and give updates there, and I think even people, if people would join, that they can be part of that process and give ideas and just create a cozy atmosphere there and be creative. Overall, I just want to share my art so I can inspire other people, just as other people inspire me through their art and YouTube videos and anything. But yes, that's one of the things that recently happened with me being creative again. And for the rest, I want to open my online store, which I'm working on, but it's a lot of work. people keep still asking me, and I'm really trying hard to accomplish it and to open it soon. And my biggest problem is that I have a hard time keeping an overview of my stock, so I have to reorder some things because I'm always scared it will sell out when I'm at a con, because I go to many conventions at times, and see if I keep the online store open then, or how I do it, or keep an extra stock for my online store. But yeah, so far I took all the pictures for it, and I think I took like 200 plus pictures to edit them, and I'm left now with 100 pictures which are used and uploaded already. Now I need all the descriptions and the listings, like the quantity of everything, and then I have to look into postage and all, and then I slowly get going, and I will someone give an update and heads up when my shop will be opening and be open. And yeah, it's very exciting but also very stressful, but it's again that's the kind of stress I enjoy. It's good stress. I feel motivated, I get things done. The stress is just like, oh, I have to get things done, I don't manage, is the awful stress. But we are getting there. Another thing about myself, as I already mentioned and you have seen on this channel already, I go to many conventions, and I started this in 2020 when my partner finally told me to take my art more serious and get out there, because I was very insecure about my art and very shy because I thought it wasn't good enough. And he just threw me into the cold water and was like, you start your commissions now, we apply to conventions now, we create table of curiosities, which will be us both. But now he doesn't have time anymore, so I go back to Hidekuni. But that's when he pushed me into making more art and getting out there, and that was so necessary. Elsewise, I would still be here not doing anything publicly. Like, I would be drawing and upload my art somewhere, but I would not be so pushy about it and go to conventions and have commissions and all that. And I enjoy doing that. I love going to conventions. 2020 was the year we started, and 2020 was the year the world decided to end, which led to many conventions canceling their events, and the only convention that was open was Dokumi. So the first convention I went to after they had the second call for more artists, because some had to jump off, was Dokumi. I went to Dokumi. It was my first con. It was very scary. I was this little small artist that just started, had no idea about anything, drove here for 3 hours, had this huge amount of money I had to pay because the convention is not cheap. We had to stay at a hotel, the driving there. I was just so overwhelmed, and it was Dokumi, and I was sitting there between all these very, very big talented artists with my very small booth. I tried to find a picture about my booth because it looked so empty, and I was crying, but it still went great. And from there on, I just moved on. In 2021, the only convention again was Dokumi, which I went to because it was the only convention happening. And then in 2022, that's when other conventions started going again. I went to LuxCon and DonkeyCon in Germany, and yeah, Dokumi again, and just many conventions around Luxembourg and Germany. And then now in 2023, I also went for the first time to France and Belgium, and it is really exciting to see how far I've come now, see to what conventions I went, how big they even were, and how far away, and that I still made profit, that I still managed, and it just succeeded. And I'm so proud of myself for doing that. And I'm also very, like, I'm looking forward to see what conventions I will go to this year. So far, I will go to Anime Focal in Luxembourg in February. Then I will go to Red Nerd, which is a smaller con here in Germany. And then in April, I will again go to LuxCon, which is again in Luxembourg. And LuxCon is just my favorite con because it's my local con. It's the con for me. It's where I see all my friends, and I don't know, it's just our cute little con. And this was a very rough and short get to know me because I have no idea what I should tell you about myself. I now talked a bit about my past, my art, what I'm doing, what I want to do, and the conventions I go to. But if you have any questions or are curious about anything, please let me know. I love to answer questions. If you have any feedback, please let me know as well, because I'm still learning. I'm by far no professional. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just follow my feelings and what seems nice to do and to talk about. And yeah, also with making videos, there are still things I do wrong and have to look up and get a feel for it and gather my experiences. But I will take you along on this journey, also on my journey of creating art and just being me, and show you Hidekuni. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I wish you a good day or night wherever you are. Bye!